Okay, so this seems to be our running thing this week, right? So this week we're working on scene 5 and finishing up previous scenes and etc. So this is from scene 5. This is the very beginning. What's quite clever about this is that I'm doing a bit of compositing, which is something that I'm slightly scared about doing. But this will be all green screen, so we just have the doors, and the doors open like this. And then they open up like that, and then you will have the figure standing here that will be added later, plus the background, which will be the TARDIS, also added later, and then the shot would actually close into about here as well. So you get your door, you get your TARDIS door, but you only get the centre bit. But I thought I would do it a bit further back, just in case I miss a bit out or it looks off. Okay, so here is the finished green screen version, and later on in the video we will get onto the final section. Those green screen doors are for the purpose of actually placing them over the top of an image. So the doors aren't actually there, obviously, and neither is the thing. He's not in the shot either. I took an empty shot of the TARDIS background, and then I added the thing in front of it, I suppose, and then I created a separate video of the TARDIS doors opening as a green screen, which I was then lucky enough to have that fit over the shot how I wanted it to, because I did the full door instead of just like the small bit that I wanted, so I could basically fit whatever bits I needed in. I think this was a bit of a clever way to do that, and I kind of like the creating what you want, but creating it, and learning how to actually create it. It's not just like, oh yeah, you just composite that into that and, job done, because I don't have the technology, I suppose, to do some of those things. You almost juggle it between devices, I suppose. You juggle it between devices, you work out, methods and processes that you can do individually that then all together will create the shot. So the green screen thing was like one section, and placing the thing over the TARDIS image was pretty easy to do. But it was all about the green screen and getting that to fit into like a video sticker that would go over the top. This week I've also been working on scene 5, so here is some screenshots from that scene. I've been working on the visual effects that weren't finished initially, and now I am currently, as of Thursday at this point, working on the audio itself to try and get it to... Well, I do it sort of, you do the audio first, well you create the visuals, then you do the audio, and then you make the visuals match the audio. So everything seems a little bit more fluid because you've not looked at it from a visual perspective, but you've looked at it from an audio perspective, and I think that once you've done that, you can kind of ignore the bad animation and just focus on the story and the lines and the delivery and stuff like that. And using Audacity allows me to do a bit of overlapping and a bit, that kind of stuff that kind of makes it feel like the characters are real, instead of, being like one person speaks, they stop, one person speaks, they stop, and it can make, a lot of fluid movements, I suppose, as well. I wanted to talk about some of the places that you can now find my podcast, because that's also been something I've been working on recently. You can find it on Apple iTunes podcast app thing. You can find it on a website called Spreaker. You can download an app as well if you wish for that as well. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on Google Podcasts. You can find it on Castbox. And these are still pending. So that means that there's quite a few sites and places there you can now find my podcast, The Geek Show, when I talk about geeky things, really, and whatever's interesting me that month. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you give a like, subscribe if you're new, everything, and I shall see you soon. Goodbye.